Welcome back, family. This is your boy Jeremiah King. Thank you for showing up today on Code. Bruh, man, we got so many things to uncover today. Today's topic is about why do men struggle with expressing their feelings. This is something I've been dying to know because I have struggled. I've struggled with expressing my own feelings, trying to understand a little bit about myself, who I am as a man, even as a human. And I can only imagine how many women out there, you ladies, are trying to understand why it's so hard for men to express or communicate themselves to the ladies. So, without further ado, this is backed by research, science, sociology, psychology, and manology. And today's topic is going to blow your mind. So make sure you're taking notes for my ladies and men. Hopefully, this is how allows you to understand a little bit about yourself and how you can maybe overcome those challenges when it comes to communicating yourself to people, most importantly, to women. So let's dive. And the number one reason why men struggle with expressing their feelings and emotions is really societal conditioning. From a young age, men are taught to suppress emotions and really man up, right? Leading to difficulty in expressing vulnerability. And this is so true because when I was a kid, everything that I did that was wrong, and if I cried or showed my tears and emotions, I was always told to either shut up or stop crying or just man the fuck up. And this is so true in today's society, even as an older man. Just imagine the kids going through that, but teenagers and men are still having to hear these words about man up, even if we feel pain or are scared or just, crying over something or just complaining. We just talked about, we're always saying man up to our boys when we hear something that, they can definitely overcome. Like, bro, bruh, why you being such a bitch, man? Man the fuck up. What you going through is not that bad. When we keep hearing these things, it's a societal conditioning. So this is why we suppress our emotions and feelings. So societal conditioning is definitely number one as to the reason why men struggle with expressing their feelings. Number two is about fear of rejection. This is a big one. Men do often worry that showing their true feelings might lead to rejection or being perceived as weak by either their friends and family and especially their partner. So we suppress it, right? We are afraid of showing our true feelings. And we don't want to feel rejection, even though our entire lives we've been told no. As kids, everything that we did was no, don't do that. No, stop. No, no. Hey, put that down. Hey, Johnny. No. Hey, no. Right? Everything was always no. We were always rejected our entire lives and even up in our teens for things that we always wanted to do, but we just could not do. And even as adults, we are still being rejected. So it's a fear of rejection. So we just might as well keep our feelings to ourselves. And we don't want to show our true feelings, our true emotions because of that. Rejection is real. And so we'd rather not feel that pain and we might as well suppress it, so we don't want to be perceived as weak by people, so we just keep it to ourselves. So fear of rejection is number two reason why men struggle with expressing their feelings. Number three is about lack of emotion, right, and lack of emotional vocabulary. This is a huge one. So some men do struggle to articulate their feelings simply just because they haven't been taught or shown, right, explain how to identify and express their feelings effectively. This is huge. And really, it stems to our childhood. I know when I was growing up, I was a byproduct of the governmental US foster care system. And my entire life, I was always growing up in group homes and foster homes and residential centers. And I never really had parents, let alone a father or even a father figure, except for my social worker, who I give shout out to David. Can't say his last name, but David, you know who you are. This is to you, but you have been a role model in my life. But primarily speaking, I never had any role models or any figures that taught me how to identify and express my emotions, to articulate my feelings. So it's like kind of like building a skill. If you just don't know how to build a skill, you're always going to be faced with failure of that particular skill, or you're just going to avoid it all in all. And so this is why a lot of men don't know how to show their emotions. They don't know how to articulate their feelings because they've never been taught in school. They never have been taught in their homes or in their by their parents or in their social circles. So this is why men struggle with expressing their feelings because they've never been taught to identify or express them effectively. So you can't really blame them for the most part. So give him some slack. Number 4 is about need for control. Many men fear losing control or appearing out of control, especially if they open expressive emotions, right? If they openly express their emotions, it can be uncomfortable for them. And so nobody wants to lose control of any situation. They want to be in control, be dominant, be alpha male in every single scenario, every single situation. They want the feel of control. The feeling of control is what makes a man. It allows them to be a leader, to feel confident, and to help people know that this is a man to trust, especially for ladies. And so the need for control is highly important. So they'd rather not express their emotions because it is uncomfortable for them. They don't know how to deal with it or manage it or handle it. So it makes them out of control, feeling out of control. So they rather suppress those emotions. And so that's another reason why men struggle with expressing their feelings is because of the lack or the need for control. Number 5 is about fear of burdening others. Men might hesitate to share their emotions because they just don't want to burden their partner. They don't want to burden their spouse, their girlfriend, their wife with all their problems and all their worries. Again, this is a feministic trait. A lot of females do this, and that's okay because you have you have 10 times as many thoughts as men do. So you have to vent it, right, for the ladies. And so this is a feministic trait. It's more common for ladies to do this than men. And so for men, they hesitate to share their emotions because they just want to burden their partner. They don't want to show their problems and vent or complain. Again, it shows a lack of control, a lack of emotion, and the societal conditioning about men up is true. And so they'd rather keep it to themselves rather than share it with their partner. And so this is why, ladies, you just don't understand this to be true, but you have to understand it from a man's point of view, especially when I'm diving into this list, how true it is for him. And so you can't really blame him for burdening or really just sharing his problems with others unless he got the okay. If you give him the okay, it's going to be a conditioning factor for him to really feel like, yes, you're right, it is okay within time. So in the beginning, it's a work in art, it's a work in process, it's a work of experience for you to understand that you have to have patience with your man because he just simply doesn't know how to manage his own emotions. Another reason why men struggle with expressing their feelings is because past trauma or negative experiences doesn't allow him to do so. You see, past experiences of whatever he went through, of being shut down or ridiculed or hurt when expressing emotions can really make any man wary of open up, especially to ladies. And so, if he has dealt with trauma in the past and negative experiences, especially if he's been made fun of for showing his emotional side, then likelihood of him showing and expressing his emotions to you is almost impossible. It's not likely. And so he has to have a lot of personal development, a lot of growth in this area for him to be able to express himself clearly and communicatively to you, my ladies. And so don't allow this to be a negative thing. See it as a positive thing, something that you can manage, something you can control, and help him through it. If he feels that you can help him through his past trauma, understanding his past, or any negative experiences regarding these matters, for certain, he can definitely trust you and he will absolutely open up to you. Another reason why men struggle with expressing their emotions and their feelings is the desire to protect is a big one. Bruh, I can't express this or emphasize this to you enough. Some men just might withhold their feelings to protect their partner from stress, to maintain a strong, stable presence in their relationship. It's just human nature to want to do this. But for men, it's even much more so the desire to protect. They don't want their partner to feel that stress, that burden, the complaining and the issues, or even bringing up the trauma, right? Because it makes you think, like, damn, this guy has been through a lot. Maybe you might judge him for what he's gone through. And so, because of these, he doesn't open up. He just keeps it all to himself. And so, a lot of guys are just hurt and going through pain from their childhood experiences and everything that they have gone through in life. They are battered. They are beaten up by society every day. And I just feel so bad for the younger generation, Gen A, Gen B, Gen Z, Gen Y. They're they're almost doomed because they don't understand how important it is to be vulnerable, to express their feelings and emotions of how they're feeling. And a lot of them don't even know how to communicate. And so it's sad. It's so sad to see our young men live in this lie that they've been fed that you are a bitch for crying. You are a soft nigga for being emotional and showing your feelings. It's sad that that's how society views men, that men need to be tough. And so it is societal conditioning. And so that desire to protect, man, it's so huge on this one. And you, as ladies, need to make him feel so comforted and welcome and inviting in any conversation or really in a relationship that it's okay. That I love you. I love you. You have to tell him this and brainwash him to understand that it's not who you need to be. This tough, strong man that seems like he ain't got no emotions and feelings because we rely on you. If you have a family and kids, that we rely on the man for everything. He is our foundation, our rock, our stone. He's made of brick. And this is such a lie because most men need help in this area. So, ladies, if you're listening to this, you have to understand, help this man out, bruh. It's so crucial for his success and your success in their relationship. Another reason why men struggle with expressing their feelings and emotions is that fear of judgment. Many people don't want to be judged. Some people be like, yeah, I don't care, man. I don't really give a damn. They judge me. Only God can judge, right? Right. Or, who cares what other people think? I don't really give a damn. They can say what they want to say, do what they want to do. I'm going to do me. But most men aren't this way. Most people aren't this way. So men may avoid expressing emotions out of concern that they'll be judged or misunderstood, leading them to stay silent. So that fear of judgment, nobody wants to be judged. Men don't want to be judged. They want that clean slate, that visual representation that people are expecting. He needs to uphold to that, whatever that is. And so he'd rather keep his emotions to himself. I am I'm big on this one. I gotta admit, this list that I am explaining to you today is everything that I know to be true for myself. I can vouch and verify that everything that I said today is 100% the reason why. The reason why I can't commit to expressing my feelings. It's a personality trait. It's who I am. If you see a man and he doesn't express himself, it's so hard for him to change that. He needs constant reassurance and help. It's something that I go through. So, time and time again in counseling, I see this. Men just don't know how to communicate. They need a mediator, they need a woman to work with them to understand. So, that fear of judgment is real. They don't want to be misunderstood, so they stay silent. So, another reason, this is the second to last reason why men struggle with experiencing their feelings or expressing themselves properly, is cultural expectations. As we know, many cultures, men are expected to be, stoic or self reliant, which discourages emotional expression. I got caught off right now. I got caught off right now, so I'm trying to explain this to you properly. But the reality is that it discourages emotional expression. That many cultures have this expectation that men have to be stoic and self-reliant. And that's leading to all the points that I mentioned about most people relying on men for everything. Most women are relying on men for everything. Most kids are relying on men for everything. And so we'd rather just stay to ourselves. And it's an emotion that we have to cast away, sadly. Not understanding and realizing how important it is in any relationship, really to success, is that the ability to be vulnerable. I am just now learning how to do this, where I'm starting to open up and be a little softy, because it's so important for people to understand that we are human as men. We need love too. We have emotions. We have feelings. These are things that people need to know, women need to know. And so it's okay to be stoic and self reliant, man, but it's okay to cry. It's okay to show your real side, your soft side. And the last reason why I hope that this is encouraging to you, this is helpful to you, and really, these are the only over 10 points that I've created today. These are only reasons why men struggle to express their feelings. There's really nothing else. Every point we can have an episode on, but it's important to understand the basics and the fundamentals to the reasons why men struggle, especially with expressing themselves. So I hope this is helpful today as I conclude on my last point. Before I do, like, share, and subscribe. I need you to share this because we need to blow this and make it viral. We need to allow women to understand why men struggle with expressing their feelings and help men understand why themselves, to help them understand themselves, how to express themselves, how to be vulnerable, and how to share their feelings. So let's share this together so we can make this go viral. The last point, and then I'm out here, is uncertainty of how it will be received. That's why men struggle so bad with expressing their feelings, is that men might not express their feelings if they're unsure how their partner will react. fearing it could lead to either conflict or distance, really. I know that's a big thing in my marriage. Sometimes I just don't know how to communicate myself because I don't know how she's going to receive it. I don't know what she's going to say. I don't, my expectations are high and my standards are high. So I'm expecting her to say something that I'm hoping that she'll say. But in my mind, anxiety is running and racing. And I feel like she won't. And so I'd rather keep it to myself. And I can understand from other man's point of view that they don't want to express themselves because they don't know how their partner will react to whatever it is that they're going to say. Anything that they have gone through in their day, something that they're challenged with, all their stories that they want to share, but they just can't because they don't know how she's going to react to it. It could be good or it can even be bad. Men just understand, man, so we can say it and it's no big deal in our groups and circles. But when it comes to ladies and women, we just don't know how to express ourselves because of these reasons. And if you forgot, let's dive into them. There's many reasons why men struggle with expressing their feelings. It's about societal conditioning, the fear of rejection, lack of emotional vocabulary, just the need for control or fear of burdening others, the past trauma or negative experiences that they have gone through, that desire to protect and the fear of judgment all relay on the reasons why men struggle with expressing their feelings, that cultural expectation and just the uncertainty of how it's going to be received when they share their feelings with anybody. So they just keep it to themselves. They just keep it to themselves. So that was a phone call that I was getting. My bad if you heard it, but I love you guys. I got to drop this mic so that way I can go ahead and take this call because that's my wife calling. All right. I hope this was enjoyable for you. If you did like it, like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Again, this is your boy Jeremiah King. Thank you for hopping on the episode with me of Code Bruh. I'll see you on the next one.